I gotta replace this sucker. This knob is messed up. It's a SharkBite, so I'll have to break away this stucco, use the little tool to pull away the SharkBite and replace it with a new SharkBite. Now, I didn't do that one, so I didn't know if it's 1/2 inch or 3/4. So I bought both. Whichever one I don't need, I can return. And I bought both tools. I have 3/4, and I bought the 1/2 inch version as well, so my is. So in the event, whatever the faucet that is, if it's 1/2 or 3/4, I should have what I need. I just got to break away enough stucco to remove it, put on the new one, and then I'll use some patch cement to fix all the stucco I've broken away. Obviously, I got some leaking going on here. That's part of this messed up faucet, but I'll take care of that, not at 10 o'clock at night. So this valve is messed up, and I could try to change the washers out on it, but I just don't think it's worth it. I'd like to go to a ball valve that's a 1/4 turn. So what I'm doing is I'm using railroad spike and a sledgehammer to break away the cement around it. You can see I've made pretty good progress on this side. I'm going to continue to do that until I expose it. I need to see if it's 3/4 or 1/2 inch CPVC on the back of it. This is a SharkBite type faucet. I can see that, so getting it off should be pretty straightforward, assuming I can pull it out enough to get the tool behind it. So I'll break away all this cement, and then I'll show you how I get behind it and take the darn thing off. And then so I'm gonna take it off. I'll see what's behind there. If I get lucky, it'll finish the job in a few minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna break this apart. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all broken off. So you can see I got it pretty well broken off. I'm gonna have to break this to be more like that, because it's still not quite giving. I hope there's some leeway there behind the pipe. It spins right now, but it's still hanging on pretty good. So I'm gonna break this cement a little bit more. Got it nice and cleared away. It's still not pulling out well. I think it's because there's rocks behind it. So I'm gonna use a smaller screwdriver, like this one, to get in there and break it up, hopefully, because it's kind of stuck to the pipe itself, I think. And then hopefully I have enough clearance to pull it out and look at it. All right, so good news, bad news. I can get to the pipe, but it does not pull out enough for me to pull the faucet and get the tool behind it to release the SharkBite. So what I'm gonna have to do is break all this enough so that I can get my fingers in there to get the tool so that I can pull the faucet off of the pipe. Never easy. All right, to make things more fun, so I broke it apart more, I can see that there's a coupling just before the SharkBite, which is gonna make it almost impossible to get the SharkBite tool around it. So whoever did this really did me some major favors here. This is gonna be a fun one. This is not gonna be an easy job, unfortunately. Probably gonna try to break it away, because right now it's pretty stiff in there. Let me see if I can break away some more cement underneath it. Give me any more room to pull. Right now it's pretty rigid. It does not pull forward at all. Never easy. Well, good news is I got it off. Bad news is I broke it off. You can see I couldn't get the tool around this thing. In order to get the tool, this off, I couldn't get my fingers in there and get it on there. There's not even enough clearance. So what I'm gonna have to do is use my PVC cutters to cut this off. Then I can hopefully pull the valve out. Well, I don't actually have to do any of that because I'm not reusing this faucet. What I am gonna have to do though is cut this guy inside here, put a new elbow on it. Cutting that is not gonna be fun. Obviously I can't get PVC cutters in there, so I'm gonna have to use wire. I'll show you how I do that. Then I'm gonna have to run to Home Depot, buy a new elbow, buy a new CPVC, buy a new faucet, and then re-cement. So, much bigger job than it should be, but is what it is. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll get the wire that I need to cut this pipe and then I will show you how I do it. Okay, so we're gonna be using this guy here. Anytime you're cutting PVC or CPVC bigger than say 3 inches, you're probably gonna need one of these. They're just a few dollars. I bought this one at Ace Hardware. I'm sure Home Depot sells them as well. I've just never looked for them. And it also helps for places like this, even with small PVC, if you just can't get a pair of PVC cutters into there, which obviously I can't without breaking the entire cinder block apart. So what I'm going to do is basically wrap that around the PVC, CPVC. You want to get it below the, there we go, right below the line there. I'll use the line as my thing here, and you're basically going to just pull this back and forth like that until it cuts through. So right now I have them crossed, but I'll uncross it. But I'm going to take it off video so that I can use both hands, and I'll show you when it's cut off. So as you can see, it is now cut off in there. Clean it up just a little bit. You can use a little brush to kind of get some of that PVC glue off, or CPVC glue. But I gotta go to Home Depot now, buy an elbow, then I'll extend it out with some more CPVC, and then another SharkBite faucet to go on top of it. Alternatively, if I don't want to screw with, any glue, or if I want to go from CPVC to say copper, I could use a SharkBite elbow here and then use copper coming out the other side, which might actually be easier. It's just a little more expensive. So I don't know, when I go to Home Depot, I'll make the decision and I'll bring back what I can. All right, that's it for now. Okay, so I'm back from Home Depot. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this. Step 1, I'm going to connect this SharkBite elbow in there. Step 2, I'm gonna cut a piece of this CPVC to go between that elbow and this SharkBite fitting. I'm gonna try to put it such that it'll go into the wall just a bit, and then when I re-cement over it, it'll be behind the cement. This lip will be behind the cement, so that the cement will actually help hold it in spot. But before I cement in there, once I verify there's no leaks, after I turn on the water, I'm going to spray in some big gap filler, spray foam, inside of there to fill up as much as I can around here, so that when I need to do cementing, which I went ahead and just bought a concrete patch kit, I won't need that much. I'll just have to do around the outside, and that way whenever it has to be gotten to again, I'll just be breaking across the surface. I won't have, you know, 6 inches of cement in there, and I won't need as much cement, because otherwise I would need a whole lot of cement to do this job. So I'm going to use the foam to fill in the gap, and then from there I will add concrete on the outside to cement around the new faucet. All right, so I'm going to get started by putting on the 90-degree SharkBite curve. All right, so I started by pushing it onto this one really good. It's on as much as it'll go in. Now I'm gonna just take it, I'm gonna put it on there like that, and I'm gonna push down on it. And I'll have to stop the video so I can give it both hands in there and push it well, but I'll make sure it's well seated in there. So I'll do that now. Okay, so it's well in there now. I made sure it does not move anymore. Good thing about SharkBites is you can rotate them as you need to. So now that I have it in there, I'll have a better idea of where I need to cut this. I probably could have cut it first, but cutting it on the outside is here good, because I still need to go in a bit for the actual fitting to go inside of the thing. So if I cut it on the outside, say here. That should be enough for it to go inside pretty good. So I'm gonna cut it and then I will put the faucet on. All right, so if I had to do this again, I would have cut it first because it's crooked as hell, which is not good for a SharkBite fitting. So I'm gonna have to go get the thing to pull that back, pull the pipe out, cut it properly, put it back on. So if you're not familiar with how SharkBites work, you need this special tool to take off a SharkBite fitting easily. You can do it without the tool, but it's a real pain in the butt. It's like $2–3 for this for each size, so 1/2 inch or 3/4, etc. So basically the way they work is you pop it on to the pipe, and then you want the hollow side towards the fitting, and then basically you just push it, and then you can pull the pipe. So you're basically pushing back that ring inside there, and then you should be able to pull the pipe out. You might have to twist the pipe a little bit, might have to apply pressure evenly along it, but it should come right off. So I'm going to do that so that I can cut this pipe properly. Taking the tool and getting the pipe out, I recut it so it's nice and straight. I've put it into the fitting. Now I can just push this onto the pipe until it's all the way in. Notice it's going to be receded a bit. Well, that's the way I want it, because I want the cement on top of it. And that's it. Now I can turn the water on, test it, see if it's working. I'm going to put my hand behind there and make sure that it's good to kind of pull it together. But other than that, if you can see, I have it set up such that there's going to be cement right up to the edge of that bevel, and that'll help hold it in place so that when hoses and stuff yank on it, it doesn't come free. Then I'm going to spray some foam in here after I test the water to make sure it's not leaking, and then I'll do the cement patch. Okay, so this one's good. I've not got any leaks. I'm going to go ahead and fill this with foam, show you what it looks like, then I'll do the cement over the top of it, show you what that looks like, and then this one will be done. So as you can see, I blew a bunch of spray foam into the hole. Once it's dry and hard, I'll cut it. I'll actually cut it with a knife, and then I will cover it with some cement so that it'll be stronger. But I filled the hole with the foam because the hole is way too big to waste a ton of cement, and I don't want to have to deal with a ton of cement the next time I have to get into this thing. So it'll just be a little bit of surface cement and a lot of foam. So I'll wait for that to dry an hour or so. It'll be hard as a rock, and then I'll come back, cut it, and add some cement on top of it. Okay, so this hole was really large, so I went nuts on the spray foam. I've let it sit overnight. It's now pretty darn hard. I mean, it's foamy, but it's pretty hard, and the spigot doesn't move at all, which is what you want. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this flat and in just a little bit so that it can, so I can put cement over it, and the cement will obviously make it even harder. But the important thing is I didn't want to use cement completely because that hole was huge, and I needed to make sure that it would hold the pipe in place, fill the hole, and have something for the cement to bond to. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this with a box knife, and then I'll show you how it looks before I cement it. Okay, so as you can see, I used my box knife to kind of cut away the foam bubble. Got back to the brass of the faucet, which is good. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some patch cement, this stuff here, and I'm going to patch right over it. I'm just going to put it right over that. Could I have just put cement in there completely? Absolutely, but the hole was big, and I would have needed probably a tub 4 times this size. And then the next time I need to go do this job years down the road, I'd have to break away a lot more cement. In this case, it's foam. It'll come right out. I can just peel it out in big, huge chunks next time around, but I'm going to cover it with cement, which will make this even stronger, and it'll look nicer. And that's about it. So I'm going to do it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so it's all done. As you can see, I've cemented over right to the lip of the brass. The inner lip is covered, so that'll make this crazy strong by being partially covered by the cement. The cement will cure on there,
And in a week or so I'll paint over this, and you'll never notice that it was ever taken off. It'll look like it's been there since the house was built, pretty much. So this is all set. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video and check out my other videos and like them. Subscribe to my channel if this has been beneficial to you. I do it-yourself type projects all the time. I post videos when I can. And yes, again, please like, subscribe to my channel. Leave comments letting others know that this worked out for you. And that'll help the channel as well. So until next project, have a good one.